Hey everybody, it's Robin. This is no, that's not what this is. This is Finish It Friday. Kind of shows you how my days have been going. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, nothing's finished. No, something is finished. We have a finished object. Yay! I wish I had my pom-poms. We'd be pom-pomming all over the place. Yay! Because it's a big item. I think we should save it for last. Okay. But we got a lot going on this week. Okay. Ready? That's what my daughters used to do when they wanted to show me something when they were kids. They'd go, ready, wait. So, ready, wait. All right. Got a couple of knit things that we're working on. And I went to my little knitting group with knitting because I thought I was going to need some help. And I did need some help. I didn't get much help, but I needed some help. But anywho, here we go. This is the hat that we're working on. Look at that, it's coming along. So there's the other two colors, the black and the white. And it's supposed to have blue also up in the hat, but the instructions say if the third color is too hard for you, don't worry about it. You can go back later and I guess you like do embroidery and add the little extra blue to it later. So where it says to do blue, you do the white. And then you're going to, it's not cross stitch. What do they call it? There's a word. Duplicate stitch. You do a duplicate and it looks like a knit stitch. And you do it over the top of the existing stitch. It's all very complicated. But anywho, so like right here where that D is, we knit a white stitch and then later on we're going to go back over and do a duplicate of a blue stitch. But like right here where I almost am, there's a whole row of them. So I'm wondering if I couldn't manage to throw that in there. And I think all I really have to do is have some bobbins of blue. So I might make up a few bobbins and put those in. We'll see. One of the things that I struggle with this particular thing is carrying the yarn. So all of these strands, these are carrying strands. And I've been watching videos on picking those strands. See right there, picking those up. And there's 5 or 6 different videos and they all tell you to do it a different way. And I wonder if it ain't working for me. It is not working. So if there's anybody out there, any knitters out there who know an easy way to make this work. And there was one guy and he's like, he picks up every single strand. And on the back of his, it looks as beautiful as the front. I tried and it just is not working for me. So, but he's knitting English style. I knit continental, and that's got to be the reason it's not working. So if there's any of you who have any suggestions on how to make this thing work, I'm really struggling with it. But I'm trying, man. I'm trying. And I don't know how I ended up with a hole, but I am just going to sew it up when I'm done. I don't know what the heck I did, but it's going. And you guys can see there's starting to be some color in there. So that's happening. And so far so good. I got to get some little thingies for the ends of my points so my stitches don't fall off. And so this is a chart that I'm following, and I can follow a chart. And I put this little thing on there so to keep track of where I'm at. And plus I mark all over my charts. That's why I like printed out patterns, so I can write all over them. That's item number 1. And Miss Morgan wants one as well, so I got to get through it and figure it out so I can make it. So I make her one, and hers needs to be nicer than mine because y'all know how that is. Your presents have to be nice. Okay, let's talk about Miss Dana's. And by the by, I think there is a thing going around, maybe some miscommunication, anywho, there was some questions of if the elfin thing is still happening. It is absolutely still happening. And I even think there's still some room in one of the groups, if anybody's interested. I will have her, what I do is in the description box, and if I can figure out how, I'll put it up in the doohickey there where it's the link to her video. That would be even better, huh? I'll try to figure out how to do that. try. But regardless, it'll be down in the description box. And possibly, maybe, if I can figure out how, I will pin it to the comments. I don't know if it'll let me do that, but I'll try. And so this is what's going on with that. And these, y'all, these don't have to be done till the end of November to put in the mail. And I have, these are my blocks. I've got 14. I started a note so I didn't have to count every time. Yeah, I've got 14 of them done. 14 of my main blocks, 14 out of 20. I'm getting there. And then the other day, I was on the phone with Miss Deb. Hello, Miss Deb. And she was showing me a block that she's making. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. You can see all the, and hers, of course, is multicolored. Mine, but doesn't it look like it's almost, doesn't it look like every row is a different color? And that's just the way it worked out with this yarn. I really like this yarn. But it's super simple to make. Super simple. And the funny thing is, this is a pattern that I keep telling Miss Dana, oh, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to do that. And then lo and behold, there it was. Now, I have weighed this, and I have weighed this, and I've done the calculations, and I've done the math. I know, Miss Cheryl, are you oh so surprised I'm doing the math? I think I've got enough yarn, because I can get 3 more of my basic ones out of this. 14, 15, 16, 17. So that would give me 17. So then I'd have to get 3 more. And then this one, because these are 15 grams. These are 15 grams of yarn. And this is 21, I think. I can't remember now. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 more skeins. So 3. So it's 17, so then I need 3 more. 21, so I can't quite get 5 out of this. So let's say, okay, now we're doing some heavy duty thinking. 100 grams. Let's say 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, because it's gonna be tight, y'all. It's gonna be tight. But worst case, I do my own out of a different color. I don't care. And I can dig around 1 gram short. And sometimes I'm wondering, I should weigh these and see if they're exactly 100 grams. That's what I'm going to do. Because also, I can dig around in my cupboard and see if maybe there's 1 more of these stashed away, you know, tucked up in there somewhere that I missed when I was pulling them. But it's okay. It's okay. If mine ends up a different color, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. I can find another DK weight to do mine out of. I don't care. It's fine. It'll be fine. But I'm super excited. Super excited about that. Do you guys like this? Do you guys like this as my second? The other thing, if I run short a little bit, I can use I can do 2 of these in mine. That's the other alternative. And I absolutely will have enough yarn to do that. And I could do that. 100% I can do that. There's always a way around. We are flexible, if nothing, in our crochet, right? Okay, so that's going on. And I'm definitely making progress with that. Steve will be so happy for me. All right, what else is going on? I started the wedding shawl, which you guys have heard me talking about ad nauseum, and I'm using the Cascade Heritage Silk. Oh, you guys, this is stunningly beautiful. absolutely gorgeous. 85% superwash merino wool, 15% silk. And I thought it was going to be more slickery, but it isn't. But it's just so beautiful and soft and luscious. It's, of course, Superfine #1, fingering weight, 100 grams, 437 yards. And it says for, well, I guess if I did a swatch, which of course I'm not doing, but it says to use a C, D, or E hook, which doesn't make sense. But it says to use a C through an E hook, which is 2.75 to 3.5, but that's not right because a D hook is a 4. So anywho, I'm thinking I want to use a 3.5, but I'm also teetering on the idea of a 3.75. So I've balled one of these up. I'm going to do another one today. And the instruction, okay, so I've cobbled together instructions. I started out with, because I couldn't find any, okay, what I am making is one of those wraparound shawls that you put your arms into, the little sleeve things. And because the wedding is in the spring, and you know how especially spring evenings can be very cool. And so that's what I wanted it for, something like that. And I was trying to find a pattern, and I couldn't find any patterns made out of the fingering weight yarn. They were all 3 or 4 weight. So I'm cobbling together a pattern. Well, then darling Miss Cheryl suggested that I use my Irish shawl pattern, which is a great idea because I know the pattern is warm without being very dense, which is what I was looking for. And so I figured out how to do the sleeve part from a pattern that I really liked, and then add on the body of the shawl is the Irish shawl, and then back to the other sleeve. And she has done the Irish shawl in the fingering weight, so we had a rough idea of how much yarn it would take and how long to make my starting chain. And so we're kind of cobbling those two together. And I forgot to ask her the other day what size hook she used. I can't remember now. But, so I made my chain. Okay, so the instructions for the one that I was looking at, that I got the sleeve info from, said to use a foundation single crochet for your starting chain, so it would have lots of give, and it would match the give on the other end of the shawl, which makes perfect sense. However, I struggle with the foundation single crochet, and I watched some videos and I learned how to do it, and I was feeling comfortable with the how, and then I started doing it. And I remember why I don't like it. It takes forever. And I know some of you like it, and I know some of you have no problem whipping this thing out. You guys, I worked on it for an hour. And I got about this much done. There are 540 some, maybe even 550. I can't even remember now. But there's almost 550 chains in this. And this took me an hour. I'm like, that ain't working. That is not working. Miss Cheryl to the rescue again. She reminded me that she had found this nifty, cool, amazing process from a lady in a video, and it's called the long tail crochet cast on. And I'm like, no, this is not knit, this is crochet. She goes, yeah, it's crochet. All right, so I watched the video, and you are using a crochet hook, and you are using 2 threads, and if I'd had 2 balls, but I didn't, I only had 1. So I used an outside and an inside and an outside, and you worked 2 of them together, and you're holding them very similar to as if it were knit, and you're wrapping one around your hook one way and running around your hook the other way and pulling it through, and you've got just like this, and it's It's amazing, you guys. It is amazing. I did all 500 and almost 50 chains. It took me the evening, but it took me the evening, not days. So it probably took me 3 hours maybe, because I did an evening and then in the morning I got up and did the last 100. But that's also me counting how many times I counted my stitches 3 times to make sure they were correct. So pretty darn impressed with that. And I'll attach that video to here. Really easy to do. Now, she's doing it in centimeters. I think she's from Australia, actually, the lady whose video it is. But she's also showing you how to do the math to figure out how much because you've got to have, just like if you knit, you'll understand this. When you do a long tail cast on, one of the things you need to do is make sure you've got enough of the one piece of yarn so you don't run out while you're adding your stitches. So she's teaching you how to do the math for that. Well, I thought, let's just use 2 different balls, and then that's not even a problem. Then you just snip it off when you're done. And I didn't have 2 balls, so I did it inside outside. When I was done, I just snipped it off. So you can kind of, sort of, if that's all you want to do, you can just skip that first math part of it. But it's only a couple of minutes. And it's interesting to see how she gets it, how she gets to that point. Now, Miss Cheryl tried to figure out how to do it for a double crochet. Did not seem to work. So this is a trick, and it seems to only work if you're doing a single crochet. So a foundation single crochet alternative. I'm in love. Yes, I will have to go back and watch the video the next time I do it, because that's how my brain works. I can't remember anything like that. And then I'm literally, let's see if we can see it. I don't know, where's my camera? There, you can see the stitches right there on the top. And so now my first row is a little slow because I'm also doing a back loop only on my whole first row. So my whole first row is a single crochet back loop only. And probably I didn't even have to do that. I could probably have stopped after my 50 stitches, but I'm just making a whole row of that to just give me a nice base. And so this one's a little slow going as well, because you guys know that back loop only takes a minute. You got to pick up just that loop and then put it through. So you pick up just that back loop. And anytime you're working with fingering weight yarn, it's a little bit more tedious than big old fat stitches. So I'm going to do a row of this. But isn't that nice? Look at that. I'm super impressed. So I have many stitches. And I could not find my stitch markers when I was doing this, so I have bobby pins and paper clips every 50 stitches. So that's started. So as soon as I get that, I'll do that row across, and then I will count out 50 on each end, see how that looks for my cuff, and then I'm going to start my thing in the middle. So we're started on that. And I may or may not go up to the 3.75. And it also may depend if I can find my hook or not. So I have 5 skeins of this, which will also depend on how big this thing ends up. Okay. So we talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. I showed you my hat. Oh. The knit block of the week. We are getting down. I think we've got 5 left, something like that. This was the one for this coming up week. It's done. Yes, I made a mistake. There it is, right there in the middle. Make a mistake every time. I kind of liked this block. You can see the pattern there a little bit. Didn't mind this one too bad. I definitely see that I'm getting better from the beginning. It's not taking me near as long to make the blocks. That in itself is an improvement. And I can I don't know how I missed that, how I made that mistake, but I'm able to see my mistakes easier. I can usually take them out and fix them easier. Again, I didn't notice this until way past it. It's not worth repairing them because I don't care about this project anymore. This is a giant cat blanket. This was called the Garter Zigzag Stitch. And it is. You can see the zigzag on that. You can see the zigzag pattern on that a little bit. Yep. Getting close to the end on this. I will be very happy when this one is done. Very, very happy. So, this is a possible new project. I grabbed this to ask you guys about it. We got a baby coming in November. I was not going to make anything because I could probably make this for Christmas because baby's coming late November and you guys know I got a lot going on. So, but baby has to have baby has to have something. And I grabbed this. I had this up on the shelf and I noticed it up there. And I've got this. This is the pattern. It was one of my Mary Maxim probably Kid of the Month thing. Yep, it was April of 23. April of 23. And the honeybee mine blanket. Let's dig this up. I love this fabric. I love this yarn. I remember it being super, super soft. Oh yeah, super soft. The Chow Baby Premier yarn. So it's good yarn. 557 yards in here. 200 gram ball. We've got yellow and gray machine wash. Oh, it's a 3-weight. It's a solid 3-weight. And oh, that's cute. I'm not in love with the pattern. I can see it being kind of a honeybee design now that I looked at it. Here we go. Let's look up close. That's the design. That's not bad. I like that better than when I see it like that. And then there's a little bobble on the edge, which is kind of cute. That's cute. I really like that. I like that a lot. It says it's an intermediate and 32 by 37. So 3 feet by 3 feet. That's not bad for a baby blanket. But I think possibly maybe I ordered... Yes, I did. I ordered a little extra. I sure did, and here it is right here. A couple months ago, I ordered an extra gray. I went through a lot of my kits that I thought I'd be making up, and I ordered an extra bit of yarn because I know I have a tendency of running out of yarn on these kits. And one time when they were having a free shipping, I went through my kits that I thought, oh, that's not the right color. Well, that's not gonna, oh yes it is. It just looked different in there. So I ordered an extra gray and I ordered an extra yellow. So that, ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. So that for some of my kits that I know I'm gonna be making up. And that is a trick that typically if I order a kit, I automatically order some extra yarn, one of each color. But if a kit like this comes and you didn't order this was the of the month thing, so you don't know what you're getting. But if you have the option, I try to order a little extra yarn because I always run out. I want to make it a little bigger. So now I've got the option of making this thing a little bigger, which is what I will do. I like this. I like it. Now I just have to figure out the multiple. So, Miss Cheryl, it's a good thing to have a math whiz as your friend. Yeah. We'll have to figure out the multiple of this because they don't tell you. And you know what else? I have contacted them before. You cannot get that information unless you can find out who wrote the pattern. Once in a while you can find that out, but this one does not say. Sometimes they do. Sometimes it says on them who wrote the pattern, and then you can contact them and get that information. But this one does not say. It doesn't look that hard. I think once you get the rhythm of this, you're going to be fine. You are going to be fine. So, this is going to be a project that I need to add to my pretty quick list. Okay, let's get this back in here. And we'll put this back in here. And that's going to need a bigger bag right off the bat. I love these little bags, though, because these little plastic bags, as I've got the project that I'm working on, it can go in here, and the rest of the yarn can go into a regular bag. Because I just think baby blankets need to be a little bigger than not even 3 feet by 3 feet. That's just me. You guys know me. I always want my blankies bigger because they grow so fast. What's the point? Okay. Is that everything? Nope. Look at this. How cute is this? Every time I go to Joann's, so here in Washington, we don't get bags when we go to the store. You have to buy a bag. If I go to the grocery store, you get those plastic, like this. Well, no, not exactly. I don't even have one handy. You just get a plastic bag, but they're heavy. They're really heavy. Heavier weight than, I've got one right here, than the grocery store bags used to be. And, nope, I don't have one. I don't even have one. And so, but they're 8 cents. So for 8 cents, I get a super heavy plastic bag. And you can use them forever. But I never remembered to bring my bags back to the store. And so I either don't get a bag, which is usually what I do, or I buy a couple of bags at the store. And so a lot of them only have paper bags. So when I go to Joann's, I always buy one of these bags. So I've got the cutest, collection of all these different bags. So I had to get this. It says one cat short of scary. And it's got all these little Halloween kitties. Because a lot of the ones they have already have. So, but I loved this one. Alrighty. This is a brand new, and again, thank goodness for Miss Cheryl. She's doing all the math for me. Where'd that pattern go? And I gave you guys a sneak preview of this is a cross stitch project that I'm going to be doing. Look at this beautiful, all these beautiful colors. So this is going to be a wedding sampler. There's the fabric. Those are the colors. And there's my pattern. And Miss Cheryl, again, my math genius, has worked this all up for me and done all the math for me and put it on a chart so that I can work that up for the wedding. Because, I needed one more project. But I came across that idea, I don't know, maybe a week and a half ago, and decided I wanted to do that. And I think starting it now, I'm still going to have lots of time to work on to get that one done. So we've spent the last week getting the pattern figured out, and it won't take much. Shouldn't take much to do the actual cross stitch part of it. I love doing cross stitch. We were talking about that, and her favorite projects are her favorite projects are knit projects. My favorite projects for most of my life was cross stitch, and I don't even know, I would do the cross stitch, and I would do one crocheted blanket every year. And I have a feeling it was because of the cost, because you could get, it takes a long time to do some of those more intricate cross stitch patterns, and I could do 1 or 2 cross stitches. It would take me the better part of a year. And I would do a blanket, and it would take me the better part of a year, because I always worked 1 or 2 jobs and had the kids to raise and run the house and all the things. And so the spare time that I had, I did those things, but I didn't have a lot of money And so I could only afford to do a few projects. And so those things took a long time to complete. So I could go to, Joann's or whatever, buy one of those kits. And in those days, probably spend $10 or $12 for a kit that would take me the better part of a year to complete. So, or I had collected most of the colors of the DMC threads, and I could buy a piece of fabric, the Ada cloth, and get buy a magazine and have tons of patterns and do the patterns that way. And so it was a quite reasonably priced way of filling my time. It was a very reasonably priced product. You can spend a lot of money on doing cross stitch, just like any other hobby. You can go super expensive or you can go super inexpensive, but that was how I managed to do that. And so for years and years and years, I was not allowed to spend money on anything. And, well, obviously that's not a thing anymore. This hair today, man, oh man, it's so humid today. Okay, so, but I do love cross stitch. And so when I came across this idea, I got very excited about it. And I think I'll be able to whip it up pretty quickly. Or not pretty quickly, but because I won't be able to finish it because it's a wedding sampler. I won't be able to finish it until the wedding. But I'm excited about that. Okay, the finished project. I think you guys know what it is. Ta-da-da-da! Come on, get it out of the bag, get out of the bag, get out of the bag. She's done. She is done. Alrighty. The sort of kind of loosely based on the bubblegum Afghan is complete. Look at those colors. It's still based on the Minecraft colors. I added one color to it. I think I added one color to it. Well, yeah. I added the periwinkle blue. That was the only other color that we had in stock that was not included in the kit. But again, I was trying to make this way bigger because this really, I like the colors. This is very colorful. And I'm trying to find the edge of this so I can just pick it up, but it's not working. But you can you can see all the colors. You can see all the colors and how vibrant it is. And let me show you what I ended up. On the last video, I showed you that corner where it wasn't even a corner, the edging where I was changing my colors with each one of these rows, and I was not happy with it. Still not 100%, but it turned out way better. Way better than it was on the last time I showed you. Okay, so there it is. Yeah. Isn't that much better than it was? And basically what I did was, when I was sewing in my ends, I just did a lot of jiggling around and janking around with it and going like this where it connected with my edges and stuff. So it is not horrible. It's not amazing, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. And I'll just make sure this part's on the bottom when I give it to them. So it's done. And actually it doesn't look as bad in person as it does when I'm highlighting it for you on the camera. Yeah, even like that, it doesn't look not horrible. I cannot wait to see some of the ones that are being brought to the Yarny Social. And I really want to see how you guys did your color changes, because mine I really struggled with that. And I've done, I did my I did my blanket last year and we did color changes. Did we do them? We didn't do that many color changes. So I don't know why mine turned out so janky, but it sure did. But it's finished. I do love those colors though. I think we did a really good job picking colors out. Yeah, they do look really nice together. Yep, pleased with that. So this is finished. And I will get this to them in the next day or two. And that's why I got to start the wedding shawl, because this was finished. Which I'm sure you already figured that out. Yay! And I am not going to block it or anything like that. I'm just handing it over to them. Here you go. Get it out of my house. So, because this is going to a teenager, and it's just going to be snuggled on the couch and, you know, tossed about. Nothing, no great care is going to be taken with it. And now, I was telling Miss Dana, because I did two rounds of each of these colors, and I ran out of yarn on almost every, maybe one of them I didn't. And I ran out of yarn, you know, about this way to go. So every one of these I had to buy a new skein of yarn. And I weighed this one. And I used 9 grams. 9 grams out of this. So I got to figure out. I was telling you this the other day. I'm going to do a giveaway with all that yarn. But I probably have enough. I probably do have enough to do a baby blanket. Because, I mean, these are almost complete full skeins. I absolutely have enough to do a baby blanket. We'll see. I probably maybe wouldn't use all of these colors. But some of the colors are real. Oh, gosh, that's pretty. I actually don't mind those colors now that I'm looking at it like that. You know what I could do? I'm not that nice. I could do a matching pillow. That would be pretty, wouldn't it? Like, not a granny exactly. Well, maybe, no. Maybe, you know what? Kind of like one of those log cabin ones where you do I kind of want it, I want it to be square. Go out, 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 out with each of the different colors. So that it sort of matches this. Like maybe a solid something in the middle and then go blocks of color around it. Have to think about that. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? Out of the leftovers of that. Anywho, finished object. An FO. Boy, we don't see many of those around here, do we? Yeah, I love those colors. I love those colors. I do. I'm really here today. I love it. I'm very, very pleased with the way those colors turned out. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the colors? Are you happy with the colors? Yeah. Tell me what you think. And what do you think? A pillow? Pillow out of this? And then how would I do it? How could I do up a pillow? Yeah. All right. That's it for today. That's it for this Finish It Friday. We got new projects. We got interesting stuff. We've got lots of different stuff. Okay. I will see you guys later. Be looking forward to another video later this week, next week, whatever. I'm trying to do Finish It Friday and at least one other video middle-ish of the week. These things are taking so long to upload, like hours, like sometimes 2 or 3 days. That's why they've been showing up on Sundays and Mondays instead of the day they're supposed to, because it's taking 2 or 3 days for these to upload. So we shall see. But got a really interesting one coming up if I can get the thing to upload. We'll see you guys later. Bye.